My name is Jody Dole. I'm a photographer, and I got my start in 1990 in New York doing still life in art, advertising, and editorial photography. I started very early. My father gave me a Hasselblad 500c camera when I was 14 years old. I began as a still life photographer. I was living and working in New York City. Got my first break with an advertising agency, working on a project for a liquor company. It turned into a big campaign, and it got me started in still life photography. We moved our family and operation and studio to Connecticut in 2002, built this studio that we're in today, and continued to shoot still life pictures and all kinds of other stuff. Thousands of photographs later, we got presented with the opportunity to do photography for the estate of Sol LeWitt, and it developed into cultural preservation technologies, which is what we're doing today. Working with my son, not only is he got a great pair of eyes, and not only does he have the tech part of this down, photographs, I think we make a really good team.
My name is Brandon Dole. I'm the co-owner alongside my father of Cultural Preservation Technologies, where we photograph art and art objects. We grew up in the city going to museums, but I was always interested in the behind the scenes of what was going on in the museums. I was pouring plates in a dark box in Dundee, New York. And going from that to then, many years later, working in the studio with a 400 megapixel camera, photographing these amazing objects is a crazy juxtaposition and a crazy change. When we got the opportunity to start photographing more art and art objects, we realized that this was a great, potential business that we could both work on.
Between managing the logistics and the photography, I realized that right under my nose was my best asset, which was Brandon. I recognized right away that he would be the perfect partner for this business, and he is.
I love it. I mean, we enjoy what we do every single day. We find new ways to photograph art, but it always has to be presented correctly.
Our clients are very, very particular about the reproduction of the artworks that we're capturing, and my version of high resolution is the absolute top finest fidelity to the FADGI standard. It has to be reproduced and has to be photographed exactly the way it appears. We found that the 400 multi-shot camera gave us that kind of reproduction, and our clients have said to us, we really like what you're doing.
We've got to make sure that everyone is choreographed correct, lots of hands when we're moving these objects, no one works alone, and it's a challenge.
We need to handle these valuable artworks incredibly carefully. Many times we're working with art handlers, we're working with curators. So art handling became a very big consideration for what we're doing. It's half the job, and then of course the other half of the job is getting the capture of the work correct and making it look exactly the way we see it. The concern was that it be able to be magnified at least 100% for scholars, students, researchers to study. And the other concern is that they were only going to do this once, and it had to be done right from the get-go.
We're focusing on the graphite shards off of the line.
When you're focusing on one thin line on one white sheet of paper, you have to be very, very accurate with the focus.
Working in that studio, these objects are so critically important to preserve, but we only get one chance to photograph.
Getting to see this close up from this project really just changed my opinion, my views of how art is made, how other artists view conceptual art, and there's a certain discipline that he had when he was creating these pieces of artwork.
It's a great way to learn about art and see new and exciting things like every single day.
I was really happy with the results, knowing that we had absolutely the best. None of the clients that we work with or anyone could look at what we were doing and say, no, this isn't the best you can get. It was absolutely the best you can get. I mean, when we show this work, when this client zooms into it 100%, all I hear is wow. And that's what we want to hear all the time. So there you go.